blacktop.
Hello, welcome to a very special Mover Mailbag Live. Today, we have to talk about things that are in the news. We have to get on top of this stuff. It's very important. We're going to speculate and try to figure out what happened with the F-35C that crashed in the South China Sea, which is like a Dr. Seuss rhyme. Joining me to help me speculate is a fellow real fighter pilot who has done real fighter pilot things. In fact, he's a real naval aviator. I can't even say that. That's how difficult this is. His name is T.R. Matson. He wrote the book, Trees in Flight. And he's here today to join us. Hello, T.R. Hold on. How about that? We're going to go with that one. We're going to try this. T.R.
Morning.
Wombat. Hello. Just to remind everybody, you're a friend of the channel. You've been here before. It's not your first rodeo. Today, we're going to talk about some things. But first, you flew E-2s, which is the picture in the background.
Yes.
You flew FA-18, A through Ds.
Yes.
You were landing, was it signals officer? Landing
Signals officer.
Yes. So you paddles?
Paddles.
Yes. You're an expert in your field.
Some would say.
Okay. Let us begin. Sir, have you heard about the recent F-35C mishap in the South China Sea?
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard the details about it?
Yes.
Do you have an opinion on it?
Yes.
Has the Accident Investigation Board convened and released its findings?
No.
Okay. Well, good night, everybody.
Yeah, that's it. I think we're done here.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding now. All right. We did a build up just for nothing. Sorry, all the clickbait people that are going to be pissed. But it's an important point. I don't speculate about mishaps. Wombat doesn't. Professional aviators should not. And I brought Wombat on to help me with the Mover Mailbag and also talk about why we don't do that and why it's a foul. So, Wombat, what's your take, man? Why is it, it's kind of, they start you on this. I remember, the first mishap I was involved in, the first mishap was a Class C where I took a bird down the intake. But the first, no kidding, Class A mishap, they locked down the squadron. They took our phones. They said, don't talk to anybody. Don't talk about anything. And we could not. And from there, I learned very early that, it doesn't help anybody involved, the person that's involved, whether they're unfortunate, if they're killed in action or if it's somebody that survives it. It doesn't help the families. It doesn't help, the national interest, if you will. I mean, it doesn't help anything for us to speculate, and all it does is add, conjecture, rumors. It adds bad information. I've seen everything from, he keyed up the mic and he was saying, I heard one ridiculous thing where it was like he keyed up the mic and it was like he did a filibuster on the radio as he's ejecting, and I'm like, dude, it's equally as likely that he did a shit hot break that was so fast that he ended up in 1941 fighting Zeros, and when he just came back, he crashed. I mean, this is the stupidity of rumors that we have. So what's your take on it, man?
My take is you can see the video, a version of the video.
Yeah.
It's obviously not good.
Yeah.
First and foremost, thank God he made it out or she made it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
The pilot made it out.
Yep.
Thank God nobody on the flight deck was killed. I've been in that seat, not in that plane, but in multiple planes. There is not a whole lot of time when you're there to actually react. And I've been on the LSO platform, and there's not a lot of space between where that plane's touching down and where you're physically standing, and there is nothing in between you. So the fact that everybody, to my knowledge, there's been no release that anybody got killed is amazing.
Yeah.
Short of that, do I have my opinions? Of course I do. I have opinions on everything. Everybody has opinions.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. I've met you.
But it doesn't matter. until the
Right.
actual results come out. Because I will tell you, the PlatCam, number one thing people say about the PlatCam is, oh, he was low, he was massively low, 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 low. This line on the PlatCam means nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Zero. That is not what LSOs use. It is there purely to show the horizon. That's it. That is not the glide slope that plane or any plane is supposed to be on. So that PlatCam, in the Navy, we used to call them plattles, the guys that would sit in the ready room and grade passes.
Yeah.
And good for them. The only thing an LSO is really using the PlatCam for on the platform is lineup.
Yeah.
Because no kidding, that is where it is on lineup. So seeing that video, really all it does to me is say, thank God everybody made it out. There's a lot to be learned from this, whether it was fighting zeros or it was something that malfunctioned or it was something else.
Yeah.
There's a ton that's going to come out of this. I hope and I pray that we are still in a military where we can learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's not a one strike mentality and everybody moves on and we all become better from it. That's it.
And one thing I didn't mention in what I was talking about earlier is the other part of this is there's two investigations, right? In the Air Force, we call it the SIB, AIB. I think it's JAGMAN for the Navy.
Sure.
What's the other? But anyway, there's a
FNAB and then there's
there's a safety board that has safety privilege.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we don't speculate is because the safety board's job is to gather all the facts, gather all the information as quickly as possible, and try to discern the truth. And then if that's something that needs to be disseminated, they do that. And in
100%.
safety privilege, we don't talk about it, because the reason we don't talk about it's not because it's a cover up or anything like that. It's because people need to feel free to share this information and not feel like, well, I'll get in trouble if I say something.
100%.
The next side of that is the AIB, which I think is called the JAGMAN. It's been a while, but this is the public findings. This is the actual report that the public sees, and this is where, if there's criminal charges, if there's some wrongdoing, this is where we start to assign blame to what happened. So before those boards come out, the facts have to be gathered. And what happens when people start speculating, there's this whole saying about perception is reality. You can change a narrative of something by leaking information that's wrong. You can put people, now people start remembering stuff that didn't actually happen, or they see something that they wouldn't have otherwise seen. And now it's muddying the waters for the actual investigation. Do I think that's happening here? No. But as professional aviators, as people that have, we've worn wings on our chest for, better part of a couple decades, some more, more experienced fighter pilots that are out there, we know better. We know that, hey, it's not fair to the person that just had to jump out of an airplane or the people that had to witness it. It's not fair to start throwing them under the bus and say, well, they flew a bad approach, or, it's something else, or it was some conspiracy that they're blaming, whatever. And I'm not saying that that's not the case. They could absolutely say, hey, look, it was a medical issue. We found it out later. What I am saying is when we start trying to inject our politics into it, we start making these asinine, oh, he was filibustering on the radio talking about his medical history as he's jumping out. No, he wasn't. There's no time for that. Nobody's got that kind of time.
No.
So that is why, for me and this channel, and kind of, I mentioned this on Twitter the other day, for me, it's not illegal. You can do it. I think it is poor form as a professional aviator to come out and try to be first, or try to get clicks, or try to get clout, or whatever they're trying to do, even if it's benign, to just come out and try to beat the investigation. I think it's important just to wait, let the facts come out, and then you can then make an educated determination on what the facts are and what your opinion is based on those facts as we know them.
I agree. As you know, everybody in our field has an opinion.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. I have an example right here. This is my helmet bag, and it has an opinion. And frankly, I'll say it, and this is me talking, not you talking. I value that helmet bag's opinion more than some of the people that have been a part of our community and have already put things out there that should know better. That bothers me. I have no respect for that. And I know you don't either, but you'll say it. I don't need to put words in your mouth. What we did at the beginning of this video, to me, plays a fool on that because it's ridiculous. When we go into this job, there are two things that I was always told were absolute. One, your brothers and sisters have your back. 100%. That's it. You're a cadre. It's a brother and sisterhood that will go to the end. And two, if God forbid you're ever down behind enemy lines, somebody's coming to get you.
Yep.
And those are the only two things, in my opinion, that keeps our job the way it is. When things like this happen and you get people that used to do this job, some of which are about as qualified to talk about landing on a ship as my helmet bag, start throwing things out there, I lose all respect. And I would tell that to them too. I lose all respect for that. They are too far removed from the job they did, and they have forgotten or lost or never had what it really takes to be in this job. So I stand by the fact that thank God that pilot made it out. Thank God everybody on the flight deck made it out. I could care less about that plane. Frankly, it's a piece of metal. I will gladly pay my taxes this year.
Carbon. It's like carbon and a bunch of oh man.
I'll pay my taxes this year to put my point towards another one. That is not what's important. It really bothers me 100%.
Well, and just to prove the point, the thumbnail that I used for clickbait is not even the right mishap. That's not even the right. That's like the British F-35,
which is only going to make people click it more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. This is going to be 1 million views. All right, so that's out of the way. I know you're a busy man. You're welcome to stay and help me answer some questions for the Mover Mailbag. It's been actually. You know what? I've got a package, so to speak. Hold on. This is important stuff. This is a piece of history, dude. Piece of history.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. I think it is. Either that or it's anthrax.
No.
Hold on.
Could also be a piece of history. Could be
historical anthrax. Documents inside. So this is... Nathan sent this to me from Connecticut. I should have opened this beforehand. I forgot about all that stuff. So, if I had a knife... Do you have your knife on you?
Always.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do you carry a knife? Dude, I got a 9mm. I could just shoot it out.
Could do it.
Yeah.
Probably not the most effective.
Tell a story or something while I do this.
What do you want me to tell stories about?
Maybe tap dance. Oh, it opened on its own.
Hey, the book is discounted on Amazon now for $5.99.
Yeah, so I put the link in the description of you. Check it out. It's a certificate of authenticity.
For what?
This document is to certify the authenticity of the accompanying items as pieces from the SR-71 Blackbird.
Ooh.
Part number, I can't read that. Aircraft serial number 61, 79, 70. You know what's crazy? The serial numbers on the T-38s we used to fly were the 60s. 61 and 62, so that's how old. This titanium originated from a mission-flown part of the exhaust nozzle from the world's fastest aircraft. Signed, Dan Freeman, machinist.
Why don't I ever get cool things sent to me? I need a YouTube
You don't have
channel.
a Wombat mailbag. If you had a Wombat mail, look at that.
That's true. But I have a UPS box. Nobody sends me anything.
Well, do you tell people to send you stuff?
Well, I guess I just
Are you trying to get people to fill your box, Wombat?
Good luck. Good luck.
That
is pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
I really should have brought my... Look, you got stickers.
Am I allowed to comment on things while you're doing this or no?
Dude, you can straight up whatever
What's
you
the
need,
ROE?
man.
My next book is in the works.
You're full up.
Somebody asked. It's my next book will not be published until I'm officially retired from the Navy. That should tell you everything you need to know about my next book.
Look, hold on. Sorry to interrupt, but this one's funny. Video title should read, Real Pilots Won't Speculate. That's the point. Look, I just did the
it's
creepy
called
whisper.
Irony. Look it up.
Yeah,
Google.
It's
Google that.
It's making a point through parody. Thank you.
We've lost all. I wonder how do you know how they came up with Dragon Lady? I don't know how they did.
Does it not look like the dragon?
I don't know.
You'd have to ask Splint. He was on the channel. But look at this, dude. This is
That is
all
pretty
awesome.
cool.
I have the actual. So, this is the actual nozzle.
Can we take that comment down because it's bothering me?
Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot. Sometimes you, Lieutenant Dan, is trying to explain it to him. But yeah.
Somebody asked if we're dunking on Ward. Who's Ward?
No, there's no dunking on anybody.
I don't dunk anybody. I don't know who that is.
People have all said.
I thought it was a female pilot. Who cares? And nobody knows.
Not.
Doesn't matter. You know why I think people are attaching it to that is because of the F-14 thing, which I think is ridiculous. It goes to the internet even more on that. Like, who cares? It's 2022. Ooh. You get really cool stuff.
Is this a hint that I'm going to get to fly this?
Hey, maybe that's your next set of orders.
Maybe so. Where's the actual piece, though? Is there another?
Yeah, no, sorry. You don't actually get that.
Yeah.
It's all a ruse. Just like your clickbait title.
Yeah, I'm clickbaiting myself. I'll find it, because I don't see it in here, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means I don't see it. Yeah, didn't fall, did it? I've got the certificate. But not the. All right. Anyway, let's go back to the questions. Let's check it out from. Ashling has a question. This is actually a good one. When they track down the person responsible for leaking, I heard they have.
I do not. So again, all conjecture at this point, but I will tell you, I don't know the punishment from a Navy perspective, but I do know that I would not want to be that person.
Yeah.
Not in a million years.
You don't want to be the person that. They gets in trouble for that.
No.
Let's see. For the questions. All right. Why? The question is, I'm going to have to download this picture. Hold on. The question is, why do I like the Viper the best? Which I have never said. So, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think the reason is? You want to see this?
Why do you like the Viper?
Yeah, why?
Because it was the first plane you flew.
This is the reason. This is the reason he says, right? You ready? Ready? Mm-hmm. Hold on. It's uploading.
Enhance.
That's the reason. I will say that is a very unprofessional thing. I do not support this. However, just looking at it, they must be in Korea, because I don't know why you'd be wearing all this crap in the U.S.
Yeah, that's...
On the left is obviously the pilot, because she's got the kneeboard card.
I was going to say, is it because she's making a growling? I don't understand how you're breaking out.
Well, because I think that's the Pantons or GVATs or one of I don't know, one of them.
Okay.
But also she's got the little bag, the kit bag there. That's where you put all your stuff. And the other one still has. Well, the other one still has her harness hooked up, and that is a sure sign of somebody who just did a fam ride or is about to. Because
or a Wizzo.
10 times do they really do that? 10 times out of 10, the person doing a fam ride ends up being just leaving everything hooked up because they don't know any better.
I know the reason why you like the Viper the best, even though you've never said it.
Why?
What was the first plane you flew that was gray?
The Viper.
Yeah, it's your first love.
Ooh. Oh, look at that.
That's not my first love. That is my current love.
All right, here we go. Next question.
Yeah.
Next question.
That's
moving the show alone. Stan Zeno. He's got a call sign. Hi, Mover. I follow your channel for about the last 2 years, enjoying most of the content. Well, most of it. I mean, better than none of it. For which I'm very grateful. I'm trying to get back into virtual flying. Unfortunately, no real life wings for me, at least for now. I want to fly as close to real life as possible. I'm more of the Falcon 4 BMS guy, and the sim attempts to force pilots to fly proper. On a few occasions you mentioned today, flight simulations are realistic enough to develop bad habits that can be quite dangerous once you fly in real life. Hence, here's my question. What could those be, excluding the stuff you cannot talk about? Obvious things that come to me are heavy hand due to virtual G's not affecting your body, not paying enough attention to speed limits, overspeed effects. Numbers should mostly be okay, but I'm not sure if there's extra details missing, separate limits for bay doors, etc. Loosing SA, not watching nearby traffic, not following proper patterns. I agree that could be the case in DCS. And BMS airspace can be really crowded, especially airfields. Proper landing is strongly encouraged, but Sim provides decent ATC. Flying too close in formation. What else am I missing? Thanks for your time to answer this question. I hope you and Gonki will find the gray jet gig that suits you. All the best and greetings from Poland. P.S. It'd be cool if you try some other flight sim. So, Wombat.
Sure.
What do you think, man? What's the 411?
I was reading comments. What'd you say? I think the biggest.
Why does it give you bad habits?
For the same reason why doing too much, and Gonki will tell you this, he said it, too much civilian time prior to military gives you bad habits. It's what you just learn muscle memory, and it's not a direct one-to-one. It's not bad. I mean, dude, I've never flown a plane before I went to Vance and flew the T-37. So could I have used a little bit of something? Yeah. I had no idea of three-dimensional anything, but at some point, it gives you too much. And it's unrealistic.
I think the closer you get to being real, the more you'd have to treat it real, and you really can't. Because if you get... So everything's about repetition, law of primacy, muscle memory, all that stuff. And so if your first exposure is you're just going off and flying the F-16 and you don't know anything and you don't know how it works, there are specific, like your specific radar mech, right? We're taught how to use the radar, bump, slam, roll.
Yep.
And
God, I love that you still know that. God.
Oh, dude, it's easy stuff. I mean, you'll never forget that kind of stuff.
But
But that's
no,
the thing.
I still know it for the Hornet.
It's the law of primacy, though.
I still know it for the Hornet. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the how to break the lock. Oh, man, I forgot. It's like the piccolo drill, verdac, widac. What was it? It was.
But then also you got to reach down the right side and recycle your radar because it's probably gone into the Maltese cross.
But my point is, like, so you don't know what you don't know, and so even the most realistic squadrons that try to do this realistically and stuff, they don't know what they don't know either because they don't have the baseline. And before we get into the F-16 or the F-18 or whatever, you go through primary, you go through UPT, and you learn. Oh boy, or the ET.
A guy asked. He wanted
you learn how to fly the aircraft, as it's intended, based on you get all the emergency procedures and stuff.
Sure.
And when you get used to just screwing around in DCS, you don't get that, and you don't understand that you don't know it, so it's tough. I will say it's good for systems management, like just to know where everything is. I mean, sure, familiarity, it's awesome, but I caution people about trying to use it to prepare for anything, because I think without that proper baseline, you're setting yourself up for some bad habits.
I will even go as far as to say when I write, I will pop up some things with DCS just to remember where like the gear handle is or the things like that. So there's a lot of uses for it.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome game. It's just not. I mean, if you're trying to prepare yourself for a career and you don't have, that baseline, like even BFM, like I think it gives you bad BFM habits.
Of course it does.
I mean, just one big example is, and people have seen me do this when I fought Gonki and stuff, is I will, in a real jet, you can't watch them the whole time. You have to know where they're going to be, because if you watch them the whole time, you do what I did and you'll tear some tendons in your neck. So, they always say, set your neck. So you
guys were worse too in the Viper. I didn't realize this till I got into civilian aviation, but it's all the Viper guys that have bad necks and backs.
Yeah. Well, because you have to set. So if you don't set and you pull 9Gs because the onset rate, you'll hurt yourself. So, really, you go to the merge, you're looking, and then you set your head and you just hold it there, and you're like, okay, I can't see him, but I know where he's going to be.
He's going to pop up. Yep.
Right. Yep. He's going to be there. But then you watch VR people, and they're like doing this, and you're like, there's no possible chance would you ever do that in real life.
And then just lost the fight.
Yeah. Or track IR. Which is really why I hate track IR, because all you have to do is this, and you're looking up your own butthole. Yeah. And it's like, no, you got to get used to doing this and never seeing the guy until you come out one circle and you're like, oh, there he is. It worked.
Yep.
Anyway, Let's see. More questions from the kids at home.
Ooh.
Does Wombat fly DCS? Does Wombat? No. Wombat's a Mac guy.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I just don't have a setup.
Yeah, I think you would. I
I
think you
would.
would. This one's more for you. What's your opinion on single engine jet versus two engine jet for carrier operations? Just wondering from a pilot who's flown both. Oh,
You want me to answer that or no?
Yeah. You're
As
more
far as
qualified than
carrier
I.
operations go, every plane that I've flown around the ship that had two engines, I've landed with one engine. So that should summarize that. I like having spares.
But how many engines did you land with on the one engine jets?
I do have a little zero engine time in a T-45. Does that count?
At the ship, though?
No.
Yeah.
So I always like backups, which was one of the issues I personally had with the F-35. There's a lot of things that we should have learned in history, and I'm sure it's a perfectly fine plane, I guess, but backups are good at the ship. Period.
That's fair. That's fair. I saw the new Ghostbusters movie. Have you seen it, dude?
No.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. It was so good, I bought it. I love it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's so good.
Like
I bought
compared
it.
to the first, like the original?
No, I mean it's never going to be the original. However, they did it right.
Okay.
And this is what I've been worried about with Top Gun Maverick. And if they do Top Gun Maverick like they did Ghostbusters Afterlife, Maverick's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome movie. I just don't think they're going to do this. So basically, without spoiling anything, they created a new story based off the original canon. So all the backstory stuff is the same with just new characters and a new story. And then they added the nostalgia at the end. So they like trickle it in, but then the big moment is at the end. So it makes everything worth it. So it's really its own contained story. So you don't really need the originals. They just kind of refer to it.
Yeah.
They're not trying to redo a whole movie. And so it's not a reboot. It's a whatever, just the next one. I thought they did it well. I really did. I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was great. Yeah. Let's see. What percentage of mishaps are pilot error versus mechanical, weather, or other?
33.3%. That's a ridiculous question. There's no way to possibly know.
I bet there is a.
Oh, I'm sure somebody has that information.
Some nerd has done some things.
I appreciate that question. I saw it in the chat, and I'm like, whoever wrote that gives us way more credit than we have intelligence for. Because
I was not prepared for who showed up at the end of the new Ghostbusters. Me neither. I clapped.
Well, now I have to see it. Stop.
It's the first time I've ever had the urge to clap.
Even after reading that?
Well, I mean, second time then. The second
Fair
time.
Fair enough.
That's a different kind of clapping. I guess. That's so
Moving on. Next question.
All right. Here, speaking of hating, Bruce says, I wish you wouldn't hate on heavy so much. Mover, I wish you wouldn't hate so much on heavies, backseaters, and SIZOs so much. I'm a C2 enlisted command post guy, USAF TAC, and Strat Ianco guy. My best supervisors have been Missileers, Sub-Teos, C-141, C-17 pilots. Hell, half my brother on that spent his career in the USAF, retired Master Sergeant Crew Chief. Have him on as an interview. Okay. So I will say that there is a friendly rivalry and trash talking. Like it's just part of the persona, man.
I just want you to explain this. I could answer it for you, but I just want you to explain it.
Oh, well, please do, because all I was going to say is, like, nobody kicks ass without tanker gas, right? We love when the tanker shows up and is where you need them to be and gives you gas or hangs out late. They risk themselves and whatever.
Goes way too far north than they should. Yes.
Well, that's the part we don't love. We don't love when they're shark finning in the weather, or they're nowhere near where they're supposed to be, or they try to make this rejoin happen. You're like, dude, just let me do it. Yeah. You don't. I got this. I got a radar.
For me, it was the boom operators that tried to help me get in the basket.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, just lock it. Like, we're working against each other here. But I think the thing that people don't realize about you that I'll be honest, I didn't even really realize about you until I got to know you better is how much it is that banter. Like, you, more so than anybody I know, respects every pilot.
Yeah.
everyone. I mean, maybe not backseaters, but that's a different story. Every pilot.
You know, even do
I'm kidding,
you know?
I'm kidding. I'm totally
I
kidding.
even do. I even as much as I trash talk Wizzos
Of course,
because it's fun.
it is fun.
I do respect. Like, I think there is some value in a crew that is working well together. Like, if if you're flying with your buddy and it's a team effort, I could see the value in that. Like, I'd be like, dude, we're working, rock on, man. You know, we're
I saw it.
together.
If you had a crew, because we obviously always had sister squadrons that were on the ship that were, Foxtrot model, Super Hornets.
Yeah.
And if you had a crew in one of those that were sharp, both of them, you couldn't touch them. No chance, man. I wouldn't DFM them. You would, dude, you're done.
Yeah.
But
I have
one, and I'm not saying which one, either one was poor. You could have the best Wizzo in the world with a bad pilot.
Yeah.
Easy. So
well,
I think that's what people don't realize about you. Genuinely, you respect anybody in aviation.
Right.
It's just fun because that's what we do.
Well, and that's the thing is it's like, I know like C-130 dudes. I mean, they do some awesome assault landing stuff. C-17 guys, C-5s, that's a huge airplane. Like,
oh my God, I love watching a C-5 take off. It looks like it is literally going against Newton's laws. You're like,
everybody, has their place. It's just, if you give me the option and you go, hey, mover, what do you want to do? I'm like, well, I want to be single seat.
Yeah.
I want to be in a jet with an afterburner or two. And I want to go fast, fly fast, take chances. Like, fly high, get you high, do good work. Here's a MJ Candy super chatted us. Thank you. Why is everyone making a big deal about pilot gender for the Vinson F-35 ramp strike? And why do people need to bring up Carol Revlon, Holt-Green's fatal mishap? It makes no sense to me. I don't know. I have flown with some awesome fighter pilot women, chicks, sisters. They're not bros, but I guess they could be bros because it's universal.
Some are, some are bros. Like, we had girls in our squadron. I do. I don't know. And it bothers me because people have obviously, same with you. People have texted me, emailed me, phoned me about all this. And they're like, I heard it was this. I heard it was this. I was like, who cares? It's 2022. Can we get over it? Who cares?
In general, I will say in the squadrons I've been in, except for one, there's no race, there's no gender. There's no creed. You are, you're judged based on your ability to fly, your ability to be an officer, and your ability to be a bro. And that's a gender neutral term. So when people start trying to inject or put that in there and go, look, that's the cause. It's like, no, this person, whoever it was, obviously passed standards, made it to this
100%.
point, and then
100%.
Something happened. Wait till the AIB finishes. Wait till the information is out. I mean, we're in this like, I have to have the information now. It's like, no, you don't. It's not your right to know. You're just some asshole on the street. Like, it's none of your business, dude. And the other day I got accused of being a Nazi on Twitter because I seriously, it's always Godwin's law. Because I said, look, it's a foul. It's a poor form. And that's all I said. And they're like, well, you're trying to crush free speech. I'm like,
nope.
I'm just saying it's a foul. I'm not saying they should go to jail. You're one of Hitler's brown shirts,
Wow.
brown shoe Navy.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're just, all you're doing is, you're trying to crush free speech. And it's like, no, I'm trying to crush ignorance. Like, I want the truth, not what we think, because it's inevitably wrong. Like, these guys would be like, well, I think maybe they, it was just, and then 6 to 9 months later, the board comes out and they're like, no one ever retracts it either. No one ever retracts it. It's never comes back and we're like, yeah, dude, I was an asshole and I was wrong. It's always, hey, the AIB came out and turns out, this thing was really messed up. And it's, it's like, okay. Anyway.
No, I do think it gets to a point where it's like.
Thanks, Justin. You the man.
What I like about your channel above others, honestly, and we've become friends because of it. People probably don't realize that we didn't know each other prior to this, but is that, you are genuinely here to put out good information and to help people. And a lot of people are just out there to get clicks, to get that 10 seconds, if it's even that, of people's attention. And I really do think I have no problem with free speech. Say what you will. I love it. That's what I fought for. That's what we deployed for. That's
100%.
But that being said, there's consequences with that speech. Just because you have free speech doesn't mean there's not consequences. So if you're just going to go out there and say stuff,
Well, I
know,
like I've used the Dwight Schrute method, and it's anytime I'm going to put something out there, think to yourself, would an idiot say this? And if the answer is yes, don't.
yeah.
Like that just don't. But yeah, so let's go back to the questions here,
Yes,
emails.
there's some good ones I've seen that I'd like to answer, but
Oh, okay. If you find one, you let
scrolled.
me know. Let's see.
I just like when people say combat wombat.
This Wombat's still flying F-18.
Only in my dreams.
Hey, contractors are getting Australian. Oh, this one. Twitter is AIDS. Well, if Twitter is AIDS, which I don't disagree with, TikTok is cancer.
Oh,
Pure,
yeah.
unadulterated cancer.
Yep.
Military aviation is inherently dangerous. Plane could crash regardless of sex. That's why you should have as much sex as possible.
I didn't realize planes could have sex.
Well, if you're
That
not having
explains
sex,
a lot of the noises
if you're not
in the
having
hangar
sex,
bay late
yeah,
at night.
that probably does.
Yeah.
That's probably a no shutter there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. Everyone likes to hate on Fat Amy, yet the pilots I've spoken to fly it, love it, and knows to fly.
Of course they do.
Disrespect. Yes.
Of course they do.
No one's ever going to say they hate.
Ugly thing. I love that plane. Every pilot loves the plane they fly, or they wouldn't fly it. Come on.
Question for old Wombat. If you had the power to bring back any retired aircraft, what would you pick? Tomcats.
I would want to fly the A6.
That wasn't the question.
I would want to bring back the A6.
He didn't say you could fly it. He just said you could bring it back.
A6 or F4.
Why not the Tomcat?
Yeah.
Tomcat. All right.
Tomcats are cool. I mean, I've ridden in one. They're cool.
Combat Wombat graphics.
Nice. Does anybody? I need graphics. Does anybody want to help me with the logo?
Oh, speaking of graphics, dude, aren't we? Yeah, here. Hey.
I need a logo. You have
follow TR Matson on the gram, which is less cancerous than
it is
Twitter
slightly.
Or TikTok. Although, if Wombat gets, how many followers do you need so you can start doing dances?
Ooh, I don't know.
Okay, here we go.
I need somebody to reach out to me if they want to help me build a logo for my writing. How about that?
Oh, hey, just upping an hour in the Price is Right. Have you ever flown out of HAFB?
Is that Hill Air Force Base?
That's a good question, because I have flown out of Hill Air Force Base, and I've flown out of, well, it's HARB, Homestead Air Reserve Base, but it used to be Homestead Air Reserve Base. Love seeing you on aircraft flying there in an old Piper Cub. Thank you for your cervix.
You're welcome for my service. Wait, is that not what we're supposed to say? I'm just kidding.
I don't know what you're supposed to say.
Thank you for being the person that I serve for. How about that? That's a more adult way of saying that.
Here you go. Free speech is not. You can say what you want without someone punching you in the mouth for threatening someone else. You really can't punch people anymore. It's frowned upon.
I mean, over the internet you can. People do it all the time. Hickam. Did somebody say Hickam Air Force Base? Where's Hickam? Is that in
Hawaii?
I have flown near it.
I've been to Hickam. My longest flight is from Hickam to Carswell.
In a Viper?
In a Viper.
Ugh.
Oh, dude.
Ugh.
Oh, my God. Anyway, back to the emails. I was wondering if you could answer this.
E2 pick in the background. Have you flown one? Hi, I'm Wombat. Have you met anything about me? I love that comment.
Listen, this is a good one. Before I go back to the emails. Mover, how is your Fiat? I mean Durango. It's for sale.
Cheap. You can have it. All you need to do is find a radiator.
You can have it. So we're approaching 3 weeks without it. It is still in the shop for a radiator and paint correction. Paint. Actually, it's got to be repainted in a certain spot.
Does it really?
Yeah, dude. So what they did at the factory was apparently they painted it. And then they scratched it. So there's this primer, like scratch thing. And then they clear coated over the scratch. So you can't fix it. And so they're like, oh, we'll do it. I will say, in Stellantis' defense, because that's who it is now, They have given me a rental car, and I'm driving around in a 4Runner, which the 4Runner has now opened my eyes a little bit because GM, Chevy, I'm a Chevy guy, but this has pissed me off because this 4Runner is like 30 grand or something stupid. It's like the lowest model. It's got CarPlay. It's got adaptive cruise. It's got lane keeping. It's like, to get that in a Tahoe, you have to get the old man high country with all the chrome. And I'm like, why don't you put all this crap in the low models? It's like stupid, but different kind of sex, Wombat, and you got $5 for it. I got $5.
Yeah, I got nothing. This is.
You get book sales, dude. Go buy Wombat's book. We're gonna
Please
try
do. God, please do. God,
how many hours did it take you to solo in the Robbie? Well, so it's 20. I mean, you have to. It's a SFAR 73. It's 20 hours to solo. You have to have 20 hours dual before you can act as PIC. So, I did 20 hours in an R22, and then I did 20 hours in the R44. Hickam is PHIK, so that's not it.
I don't know. No.
How many refuels in a Viper in one flight? I think it was like 15 or something we did, maybe more, because you had to stay topped off for the rolling divert.
Yeah, so that's a good point. See, I never did that. I give you guys a lot of credit. That is not something I would have enjoyed.
Yeah, so every time you were just getting comfortable and watching whatever movie or reading the book or whatever, it would be time to go back on the boom.
Yeah.
And we don't have auto throttle, dude. So cross country in the Hornet with other jets is way more gentlemanly, because you could set the auto throttle as long as they told you what they were setting in the box, so to speak. Auto throttle, course hold, or heading hold, and just move it a little bit, and then barrel out. Done. I'm taking it. I used to take the best naps in that jet.
Oh man, the Hornet. First time I did a solo cross country in the Hornet. Can I say? I could say it.
Yeah, you could say
allegedly, I had my whole route.
Someone did.
My whole route in the flight plan, and all I would do is put it on combat turns. Remember, it had the different turns. When you would hit a point, it would either do an easy turn or a combat turn. And every other point I would do as a combat turn just to make sure I was still awake.
Well, so allegedly, I'm not going to say it's me, but I know a guy. I know people. At Strike Vitron, a different one, we had the 100-hour a year requirement. And this said squadron only had one flyable airplane. So we were somebody was doing hot pit, hot seat, hot pit, hot seat, which that means you take off, you land, you go through the pits, they refuel you while you're still running. You go into the chocks, they ratchet you down with chains, and then you shut the number one engine down. You get out, high five the guy, he gets in, starts it up and goes, because that means maintenance doesn't have to do a through flight, because they, whatever. So during this time, you're doing max sortie duration because you're trying to get to that 100 hours, right? Well, 1v0, you really can't go tearing around if you're trying to get max ASD.
Nope.
So allegedly, what some might have done was build a course in the airspace that was just this big, container, 100, 200 miles long, put it on autopilot, let the jet fly, set a bingo bug pretty high, may or may not have taken a nap, and then when it deedled, either for the bingo bug or for it finish the route, you'd wake up. I heard a thing. I'm not unconfirmed.
Pure speculation.
Pure speculation. Much like the title of this video.
Let's just speculate about more things. Somebody asked if I ever landed on a pitching deck. That was a good one. Did you see that?
Oh, dude. Let's start this fight.
No, let's not start this fight because we all know the answer.
I would call it the ZR1.
Ugh.
Which absolutely would rape your GT500. I'm sorry. It's just true.
Your car is amazing. I'm not taking anything away from your car. I want to go for a ride in your car. It's amazing. They're different animals.
Let's see. Wombat, enjoyed your book. Will Rattler be in your next? Oh, let's get into some spoilers here.
Yes, Rattler's back. Spoiler complete.
That's it? That's the whole thing? Wow. Give you a chance, and here you go. Off-topic question. I may visit Houston, Tejas. What and where should I definitely go. I never been in the U.S. Cheers for Netherlands.
Houston?
Houston? Why?
A
lot of crime in Houston.
I'm not.
I know. Go to the NASA museum. That's
Yeah, that
for
is
sure.
really cool.
NASA.
That is cool.
Yeah, go do the NASA. Offer still stands, Wombat. Everything except a PC, Warthog, pedals, headset, excellent condition, local. Do it.
Wait, how does he know where I am?
I don't know.
If he's local.
Just
All
your
right, Tim,
website.
reach out to me, but I'm a little nervous. But
Yeah, go to trmatson.com.org
Tim,
or find him.
are you in here?
Tim, please. No.
It's like a bad version of Scream.
He goes, why you just... These people were like, go to the Woodlands. Yeah.
The Woodlands is nice. I went to school by Houston, so it's cool. But
Yeah, 15 were full. Yeah, it was 7.6 hours or something like
dude,
that.
No thanks. Hard pass.
Dude, I talked to a guy
That's a lot
who
of work.
delivered one of the first F-35s to Israel. It was a 10-hour pond crossing. 10 hours from Fort Worth over there. Can you imagine?
No.
He's a retired CT.
Oh, cool.
What is a CT?
I don't know. Wasn't going to ask. I'm sure he'll tell you now. I can't believe you don't know what a CT is. Tim, help him out. Tell him what a
Damn
CT
it, Mover. How do you not know? It's for a work trip. Thanks for the suggestion.
Hey, Galveston's also cool, too, if you want to hit the beach. It's not that far south.
This time of year, though?
I don't know when he's
Mover,
coming.
with your video, how would you rewrite the scene to be more believable and still have the plot move forward? That whole thing would need a rewrite.
What are we talking about?
Do I get paid for this?
No.
The Olympus has fallen. We're a C-130, AC-130.
Pass.
Yeah.
Next, swipe right. Whatever kids are doing these days.
For Wombat, how's the Shelby GT500 Mustang? Any mods? I love its stock, but I know a lot of guys bought.
The only thing I've done to it is full ceramic, PPF, tint the windows, and I just put on Shelby actual fully forged wheels. I have yet to physically drive the car because it's been too cold. But that's it.
They said ask Gonky. Gonky's flying today. He's flying the Skybus.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on.
Oh, 100%. Agreed. Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Starts with, oh, shit, dude. He really...
That's how he knows where I live.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
Okay, so I'm going to go now and move. Basically, no, I'm just kidding.
Did you get your New Balances and jean cutoffs to go with the 01? So what if I did?
No.
White New Balances add 55
I would
horsepower.
ask Justin if he has a ZR1. If not, then his argument is invalid.
Yeah, it's like making fun of somebody who's with a beautiful supermodel.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. You're still with a beautiful supermodel. Mm-hmm. Like, whatever. Mover, can you do a naval aircraft related topics like movies?
Mover doesn't know anything about naval aircraft.
Dude, I'm still confused about the whole thing, to be honest with you.
We're still doing Play the Intruder, though, right?
Yeah, you want to do that this weekend?
I got a little date this weekend.
You got a date? Mm-hmm. Aren't you married?
Yep, it's with her too.
Oh, okay, good. Do you have footage of the Finney flight with Gonky? Yes, you didn't miss it yet. I guess I'll put that out tomorrow. You've seen the video.
It's good. I like it.
Good.
I mean, I saluted the whole movie. I was so proud.
You saluted or you clapped?
Can we ask more questions about me? Why does this have to be about you? You're
questions
the one getting all the money.
Oh, hot. Mover, you discussed the end product aspect on long duration flights, i.e. piddle packs. But what about the input? Do you hydrate? Water, coffee, energy drinks. Also, I believe you mentioned snack bars and granola bars, as solid food type inputs. Are there any other alternate possibilities availability of single seaters? One last question. Are Go pills used, allowed, mandated on these long duration type missions? Keep a loose side up. So yes. What'd you do for food there, Combat Wombat?
Well, it depends. In the E2, I would bring food because it was much easier to use the restroom. We had a relief tube under each pilot seat and then one in the back. So it just depended on, if you wanted to pee where you're sitting or go for a walk. sometimes I'd do that. And then eat whatever. I mean, because we weren't really doing a whole lot. The Hornet, I didn't eat a lot in, and I didn't really drink a lot. Admittedly, I probably dehydrated more than I should have. That works. I mean, I will tell you that that's going to affect negatively a lot of other activities on the ship. But yeah, no, that'll.
It's probably a lot of those on the ship, actually.
Yeah. No,
it's Navy. I thought the E2 had a stand-up latrine with a shower. Hey, it's
yeah, it's our guy.
It's our buddy with his puppy dog.
I wanted him to tell me about his little boondoggle with Morgan. That's what I want
to. Moyle's, never mind. I can't read this on the air. He just sent me a message. What's up, Moyle? Oh. Oh, wow. Yep. Okay, back to the emails before we hit a limit. Mover, I'm a retired Army aviator in rotary wing aircraft only. Can you understand? That's really what it says. Can you understand?
So many helicopter jokes that are coming out of this email before you even get into it.
Hold on, I gotta finish. Can you understand if we were about to hit the human limits of tolerance in our modern fighters? I wish you the best of luck in finding a unit to fly with. Keep the content coming, so to speak. I enjoy your videos while I'm recovering from chemo. Oh, damn it. Now I feel bad. First of all, I hope
don't make fun of helicopter pilots.
I am a helicopter pilot, so I can. Well, it's part of the... Second, I don't think we're at the limits because I don't think the limits are human. We're at a point now where, 9G fighters are 9G fighters mostly because of the airframe. The Hornet was 7.5 Gs and I think the Fat Amy's not 7.5, right? It's not a 9G F-35C. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So, missile technology, because you're without getting into anything, as missiles advance, it doesn't matter what the jet does. The objective is to defeat it way before it gets to you. So I don't see that. I see technology in weapons. I don't necessarily see it in super maneuverability. That's just me. But whatever. What do you think?
Agreed. I agree.
Sorry, Wombat. Not too familiar with your story unless you want a quick repeat.
Me neither. I'm nobody.
6.9 seconds. Go. Give me the...
E2s, Hornets, T-45s, author. Done.
How long is the flight from Hawaii to Texas? I think 7.5 hours, 7.6. I'd have to go back and look.
Ugh, gross.
No, it was not Casmo that wrote that. So, in all seriousness, I don't want to dox this guy, but I hope you have a swift recovery and feel better. Really, really pulling for you, man. That's man or woman. Could be either. Just anyway. Back to the thing. Saw your video on the Gripen and G-Force. You point out some things that might be a bad thing in combat. So I wonder if we can watch this video and let me know if it's bad in combat. I don't know what that means. However, that Gripen pilot that was in the video that I reacted to, have you seen that? Did you see that video?
Was that the one where he was doing like an air show thing or no?
Yeah, he did the 9 and then the -3.
Yeah, I actually did watch that working out one day. And I was surprised that guy
contacted me. Well, Saab contacted me and I'm going to interview him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. Let's take all questions from the audience. We got about 10 minutes left. I know Wombat's a busy feller.
Nah, I'm good for now. I'm good. I'll let you know.
Jesus, we'll just stay here forever.
I'm
a busy
doing
man.
it.
I got stuff to do.
No, this is all book sales, so let's keep doing it.
Are you selling any books? Have you sold a book?
I don't know. You want me to check?
No. Eldridge says, Wombat, did you fly out of NAS New Orleans like Mover has? I'm really from Gretna.
Did not.
Oh. Okay. Where does the nickname Wombat come from?
From my first squadron.
Can I spell waste?
I don't know what that's confusing.
I guess there's a fight going on in the chat section.
Oh, is there? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you feel bad when a 60-year-old housewife blows, so to speak, past your hot rods in her 4-door Tesla? No. Here's the thing. EVs are like the gingers of the car industry. They have no soul. I mean, at the end of the day, when all these cars go to heaven, EVs will just be in their little waste plant with the lithium batteries and stuff. There's nothing to them. Yeah, my golf cart goes fast. Like, there's no muscle to it.
So we were considering a new vehicle for my wife. I like that. And I brought up the Tesla, the Model X, right? It's a good SUV. And my wife, let me summarize her impression of me getting her a Tesla. She went, no, never. I was like, okay.
Sean I don't know who he's talking to.
What is going on?
I don't know. Somebody can't spell waste. I don't know
Okay.
what to tell you. Contacts. Oh, here you go. No.
Yeah,
not against the ZR1, dude.
Yeah.
Not against the ZR1. Maybe
I
against
will
the
tell
C8.
you though. I will tell you, Hammer T.
T
We call
Hammer.
you T.
Thammer.
Thammer. Sorry. I am very impressed with the GT500, but it is, and I love it, and I don't want to get rid of it. And Mover knows that.
I know. I've offered you 60,000 cash.
It was Bitcoin actually, and no, but it doesn't. It's not the end all be all. I mean, there's cars out there that'll beat it. Likely though, for what I paid, that's where you really get into the thing that makes that car special is, what can hold a candle to it for the price, and that's the interesting thing.
Dude, I like it. I mean, dual clutch transmission, right?
Yep.
It sounds great, which I had to talk you into, if you recall, because the
You
first
do.
time
Yeah,
I
you
sent
do.
you that video, you were like,
Mover is the reason I
can't
have the GT500.
I can't.
Do you remember that? You literally said to me,
I know.
you were going to get one because
I
you
was
wanted
there.
a track toy. And I was
Yeah.
like, dude, you're not going to get one for
I was
a good
there.
price. And you were like, you could get one for a good price.
And
I
then
did.
I'll just buy it later. And then you never sold it.
Nope. Anyway, there's more questions about.
No, you commie. I have the last manual transmission, front engine, 800 horsepower ZR1. And I say 800 horsepower because it dynoed 715 at the wheels. So I think I can make that claim. So, and I've taken it to the track.
There's a lot of questions in the chat for me. Can you focus more on me? I like this. Is this why you do YouTube? This is exciting.
Yeah, the chat's always fun.
I know.
Sean Price is doing some stuff in the chat, though, man. I don't know what's happening.
I don't even know.
Mikey says, hello from Slidell, former Coastie, now working on his pilot's license.
Nice.
Did we meet? I felt like, no, that was a DHS guy I met at Slidell. I was looking at, Dennis says it's the best live show yet. Wombat, you can be the new,
thank you.
What's your book guy? Your book guy and Adam Carolla, you can be that guy.
That'd be cool. I'd be the voice.
Wombat, a lucid air is way better. What is a lucid air? I feel like I'm having a lucid dream. C8C06 sold for $3.6 million. Money goes to great charity. Well, in this economy, that's what, like 50 grand? I mean,
yeah. Plus, anything that goes to a great charity, great, good for it. Charities are
no
awesome.
muscle in any cars. You need a horse for that. I have 800 of them.
Yeah, 760 for me.
Wombat! It's more difficult to land the E2 versus the Hornet on the carrier due to no HUD. Also, did ever get the feeling that the wings would hit the island? Ooh.
This is a good question. I saw this. I'm glad you clicked on this one. So when I was an instructor, after having flown both, this is a question I would get a lot from students. Because they were still trying to select, which way they were going to go. So my answer to them was, and this is very true, and I'm not trying to belittle either pilot because I have respect for all pilots, but I will tell you my last landing after 1,000 hours and 3 deployments in the E2 was still harder on the ship than my first landing in the Hornet. They're just very different animals. We can get into a whole discussion on P factor and the props rotating in the same direction and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. The E2 is very difficult. Additionally, it's only 5 foot narrower than the landing area. So a very good friend of mine who is as close as you can be the second in my book clipper actually did take off 2 foot of his right wing as he boltered one night on the ship and went through the tail of 2 Super Hornets. So yes, that was always a factor. If you read the prologue of the book,
did he live?
What's that?
Did he live?
He did. So the ship turned on him inside the ball call at night to find another knot of wind. He boltered, had too much right rudder in. So anyway, treason flight.
What's your book called? I've been meaning to put it on my shopping list, but I
Treason
forgot the
flight.
name.
There'll be a link in the bio, I'm sure.
It's a quick read. It's a fast read. You don't have to.
It is, and it was done like that on purpose, by the way.
Yeah, well, Don agrees. Highly recommend it. Draws you in. Want to beat the living crap out of the guy myself.
Hey, same. Wait, not Rattler, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Can Wombat explain the quote, "Failure is the only option, just give up already"?
I don't think that was my quote. Failure is the only option is one of the things that I wrote about on my website. And if you read that article, I still stand by that. That goes to getting yourself out of your comfort zone and all that. If you live a life where you've never actually failed at anything, then did you really ever push yourself?
Do they still make cars with manual? Yes. Yes. Big fan of the channel. Congrats on your success. Whole family loves your story. Big fan from Canada. Cool. Wombat. Love the hair.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Root beer. Have I done a commercial helo check ride? No, not yet. No, you got me. Oh boy, here come the angry comments. Did you consider reaching out to Thomas Cruise regarding your America's Next Top Fighter Pilot project? No. No. Ooh. You can get I don't think you can actually. A 2016, I think they're going in the 50s. And like the cheapest I've seen is like 59.
Yeah. And that engine, while I liked it, that engine, oof.
Alec Baldwin's prop gun says, "I'm late. Was the F-35 pilot a female diversity hire?" This is this.
Oh boy. Moving on.
Boy. Yeah.
Covered it.
Hey, Wombat, if you could make one improvement to the Hornet, what would it be?
I wish that the ones I flew were a little bit newer. What were you guys in New Orleans? What lot? Do you remember?
A pluses, whatever.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I've seen, and I mean, I've been in Super Hornets. We were lot 12s, so they were long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Other than that, I love the plane. It was a blast to fly. I mean, there's not a lot of planes that you can launch off a ship with 3 drop tanks and at 500 feet break the number.
Dude, I would say the thing I would improve about it, one, I'd give it some more thrusties.
Yeah. Well, they did,
2,
though. The bigger motors had that.
Yeah, but 2, I would also change the pilot vehicle interface. So I would make it more like the F-16. The F-16, I could do everything with my hands on throttle and stick.
Yeah.
The Hornet, I felt like you're pushing buttons a lot. You know, for especially radar stuff. You're up, you're pushing stuff. I think they fixed. When they made the F-35, they took Hornet stuff and Viper stuff, and then they put it together. And I think they took the best of both worlds, and that's why dudes love it so much. Is because it's much more intuitive. Don't get your Tesla because his Model S HV pack just died, and it's going to cost more to replace and more than what the car is worth. Damn it, Elon. Wombat. Did he hit a Wombat on takeoff?
Nope. Sure didn't.
Chevys weigh a lot by comparison. No, they don't. The ZR1 weighs way less than in fact, both the ZL11LE and, I mean, does anything weigh more than the GT5? That's a heavy car.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's heavier than the ZL11LE.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Just some gibberish. Good. At least it didn't fly into the Hudson. Is that why he's now called Clipper?
In the book, he is.
Is it true that the DoD studies DCS tactics? No.
You would have to have the DoD study for that to be true. So,
no, this is false.
that is false. And I've heard this brought up a lot.
This is false, actually. He was a Tomcat Rio. That's just the truth. That's
End
not
of
hating.
statement.
That's just a Rio. That's false. Question for Rombat. Have you ever landed on a pitching carrier deck? If yes, how was it? Was the LSO helpful?
Have I? So, what I want everybody to do is Google a PBS, that's how old it is now, carrier, special called Carrier. And there was an episode called Pitching Deck. It's on YouTube. That night, I was not out that night, but those conditions were the first time I experienced pitching deck in the fleet. And it was horrible. It's one of the most difficult things I've ever done, regardless of the plane you're in. And the LSO is 100% the reason why planes land doing that. It is no joke. There's daytime, nighttime. It's horrible.
Okay. Thank you. What is Lester saying when it's 3Gs, top of Ts, no WCs? Okay. 3Gs are the engine instruments are in the green. So cylinder head temperature, oil pressure, oil temperature. So basically we're in the green. All the engine gauges that you need are in the green. No warnings, no cautions is the no WCs. The top of Ts are the engine and rotor RPM. I don't know why he says top of T's. I think that's because of some turbine thing he's using. And then fuel is good for however long is how much fuel we have left. Because it's good to have it. It's bad if you don't. Oh boy. Okay. Stop yourself right here. Aircrafts is not a word. The plural of aircraft is aircraft. Anyway,
what about rotocraft? Is the plural?
I've never heard anybody. I think it's still rotorcraft.
Yeah.
People just call helicopters, man. Why would you get all fancy? Would you argue that the ones the Taliban have are damn near obsolete or impossible to maintain? I don't know. The Iranians, man.
Didn't stop us from keeping them. So.
Yeah. On the GT350 and GT500, they seem to be burning a lot of engines.
Not true.
Are they burnt? Not on the GT500.
Not on
right?
the 500. It was a flat plane crank in the 350. 500's a bit good.
You and Tom Cruise go to different churches, I assume. Probably.
You can assume a lot of things. Who knows?
Yeah. Let's see. Can we put a HUD in a car? Dude, there are so many cars with HUDs. My Vet has a HUD. In fact, my Durango is the first vehicle I've had in the last 8 years that hasn't had a HUD.
How's that worked out for you?
Not great. What's more lucrative, book sales or monetize YouTube videos? YouTube videos, by far. They can feed into each other, but book sales are rough.
Neither for me, so.
Yeah. Wow. My local Ford dealer has two 350s for around $35K with 40,000 miles.
Yeah, they're probably salvaged. Somebody was at 117. Mo Styles.
Wombat, what's the longest mission?
7 hours. Just shy of 7 hours.
Oh. What's the best way to contact you?
Instagram or Instagram message or email or yeah.
Okay.
I have some cool things. You and I have talked about it. Working on a bottle breacher that I like. Working on a challenge coin. But I need a logo. Mover's got cool logos.
Yes. I just need to figure out what to do. And this is the problem I've had. It's I'm not that interesting on a daily basis. So what do I do with the car? Do I just drive around and people get excited about that? Like, I'm not street speed and like, you'll never believe what I did today. And it's like, nothing. I didn't do anything.
What
'cause I
about
just drove it
maintenance?
to the.
Do you do people like
I
those
do an oil
videos?
change. I mean, nobody gives. Who's going to watch me fighting with an oil filter for an hour? You know, it's putting it on the jacks and stuff. I mean, Heli Expo is. I'll be there the 6th through the 9th. That's a true story. I'm not even making that up. Those are the legit dates. Lester's going with me.
In March?
Do you want to take it to the Freedom Factory? Sure. Yeah, it's in March. He does say he was a real. Oh, we're catching up here. Yeah, he does. I don't think there's any. Yeah, I don't
think he's ever said that he's a pilot.
Yeah, I don't
So,
think that's
whatever.
That's
It's fine. Whatever.
yeah, it just we're behind. That's all. Let's see. Jello. I don't know what that's for.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
What's an
So-
RMO?
Round metal object. It's the coin.
Oh, I don't either. Actually, maybe I will though.
Here's another one. It's like, why? Yeah, why? Who cares? Ooh, Ellie bought
Hey.
your book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you you'd get some sales.
I know.
Taliban also have motorcrafts.
Is that a filter? Oil filter? I don't know what that is.
What if you have 2 gliders, a plane, and a blimp? Is that double plural aircrafts? Who are you?
I don't know.
Who has such things?
I don't know.
Don't assume makes an ass out of you and me. What did we assume? Please let me know what was assumed, and
Yes.
I will gladly recant if necessary. You can use a cell phone to make a HUD. Did you know that?
I mean, okay.
Wait, hold on. Took off number 2 of 5, switched to departure, heard lead, you're on fire. 1 potato later, ELT started my flight lead, now PAC FCC, and I found an Aviate-B wingman circling a CDI marker. Holy crap. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool, but if the guy lived, that's a pretty cool story.
Well, you're assuming he did. Don't assume.
Oh, shit.
See?
Damn it.
See?
Damn it. That guy was futuristic or voyeuristic or what's clairvoyant. There you go. Yes, the GM started the HUDs in the 90s. It's been a while. What was the last block on the F-16? No, not all C models are big mouths because like the Block 25 is a small mouth. Block 32 is a small mouth. Block 30 has a big and small inlet.
So to speak. Is that how you guys use that? I don't know.
Dude, we're trying. You're trying. What do you want for your logo?
I have no idea. That's why I need somebody to design it.
Thoughts on a remastered version of Final Countdown?
No, leave it alone.
Yeah, just
It was a great movie.
remastering. Come up with new stuff.
Yeah. You know what you should write? Somebody should make a movie about an E-2 pilot on a combat deployment.
Oh, Wombat, is your wife Dutch? And if so, did she bring stroopwafels?
Can I answer this? The answer
It's for you. Yeah.
is yes to all of that, actually. Which is really weird. Why do people know so much about me?
Well, the NSA is tracking you.
That's fine.
Get more sponsors, do more you guys act like it's easy. I mean, I have reached out to GM in so many different ways, and they always shoot me down. They like the 20-somethings or the really hot chicks.
And you are neither of those, sir.
Me being a guy who flew jets and is now pushing 40, even though I'm the target audience that can actually afford these cars, not so much. Do you think you'll host a viewing at Top Gun? Dude, I don't know, man. Wombat, would you come to that?
A viewing, like in person?
Yeah. You see, what I heard the other day was it'll be on like Paramount Plus 45 days after in the theaters, and I'm just like, I just watch it in my house. Yeah, that's what I did with Ghostbusters. Let's see here. Did we ever find out what we were asked, you and me, about?
The chair behind Wombat doesn't look comfortable. That chair is insanely comfortable. People always bring up that chair. It cracks me up.
Oh, is that a viewer assumed something 10 minutes ago? Yeah, that was when they assumed that I would drive an automatic. How dare you?
You drive my car.
How I would drive it, but not, well.
Yeah, you'd own it too.
But not in lieu of. Like, I wouldn't get rid of my manual transmission.
No, I got you.
Oh, here we go. When we used to fly Tomcats, yeah.
Of course.
I guess the
every
context
Wizzo
would be,
says.
right, when I rode in them.
Yes. Every Wizzo says that. Every NFO used to say that need to.
As an aspiring military pilot, is it really that great to fly, or am I just hopped up because of all the cruise videos and stuff on the YouTubes? I'm imagining being the best
you have to ask that question,
you've
answered your question.
I'd say first 6 to 9 years it is. That's what I say. Like, that's why it's a 10-year commitment, because you kind of, when they start giving you all the BS, the flying's great. It's all the other BS that people get tired of and then leave.
Agreed.
Mover, I thought you didn't like to speculate on mishaps. Serious question.
Moving on. Steven, watch the whole video. You'll
Start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Go all the way back.
All the way back.
Start from the beginning. We put all that work into it.
I know.
Start from the beginning. God. Not hit this channel up for a while. Did you end up completing your heli license? Yes. Thanks, Welsh. Block 70. Yes. They pulled. I'm having a stroke. They pulled out the Aviate-B hole. We vectored in the rescue helo and they picked him up. We were in light grays. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. That's badass. Just got Wombat's book. Dude, you're going to be a bestseller today.
I am not going to work today. That's what I'm going to tell you with all this money. I've made hundreds of cents at this point.
Oh, here we go. Somebody's got the words.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Yeah. Abe, why don't you give me the numbers on the Camaro Z01 1LE? I think it's 3,800 pounds. Dude, she's a good-looking girl, but she's a beefy gal. You know what I'm saying? Like, she beefy.
That's a good-looking car, though.
It's a great-looking car. It's a very nice Mustang.
It's a nice-looking toolbox there, too.
It's quite the Mustang. What is the max height to be a fighter pilot? 50,000 feet. Oh, no. You mean...
That would be a very tall fighter pilot. I can tell you it's above 6'3".
Is that what you are?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's your anthropometrics.
Right? It is. It's 100% that, because they trust me at Vance. Oof. Yes, Movers books are on audio. Yes, you should go buy them all immediately. And if you're interested.
Well, I need to.
He just did. It's me. What are you trying to say? Did they just assume my gender?
What do you think of the Ghostbusters?
You're just going to let that go. That's awesome.
So to speak. Yes, you did. Go back.
Yeah, if I hear that once, I hear that 100 times in my life. This is completely...
We opened it early on.
We did. That was really cool. If anybody wants
that
to
is badass.
Send me
That
stuff,
is
maybe I should put my address.
It's the first thing I have with a certificate of authenticity. Our manual gearbox, is that hard to come by in the U.S.? Yes.
Yes. Getting worse and worse.
Mover, ruined Flight of the Intruder.
Can't do it. Great movie, but we're going to try. But you can't.
And then Flight of the Navigator.
That one you could probably brew.
See you later, Navigator.
Anything with Navigator in it, you could probably
do you think F-35 should have went with a GE engine? This does not represent any opinions of any current, former, or military, but I got to tell you, GE makes some good stuff and always fixes Pratt's problems. Do they give old Navy retired dudes? Yeah, there is a military discount for Heli Expo. You got it once you think of the air, all the other stuff might be a pain in the ass. Yeah.
Yep.
Mover, it'd be nice to see you have a crew chief or other power maintenance on to help with some of these questions. Yeah. Oh, here we go. 3883.
Oh, that's light.
Very light. I told you, man.
It's still a Camaro, though.
I told you. Mover. Are you looking forward more to Eurofighter, Phantom, or the Apache? Apache. Because I want to put a panty on my head.
I just read one of the comments that was awesome.
Which one? Which one?
You'll see it as soon as you see it.
Oh, come on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm 6'1".
There's no way you're going to let it pass. It's from Ed.
No, damn it. Ed. How hard was it to learn to run the user and react to adverse yaw after flying fighters? What now? Dude, I use the rudders all the time in fighters.
Yeah.
Just picked up a copy of old Wombat's book.
You're getting closer.
Oh, come on.
You're going to love it.
GM is stupid. Imagine the amount of collective sales you'd be selling to the people in the Air Force you were a GM spoke. I know. Give me the first track. I'll take the Z06 on the track, man. It'd be like when they gave astronauts vets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wombat ride along with mover quoting rules in the car. Don't do a douche video. That is not Wombat. That's Deuce.
Yeah.
That's a different guy.
That's fine. Whatever. Just find my book.
Ooh. Ed says 720 viewers. I challenge all to get Wombat's book today. He needs parts for his Mustang.
That's funny.
That's true.
That's funny. It's a Shelby,
true.
but that's fine.
Hey, did you... It's not like you haven't told everybody about
No,
your
it is. It's on Audible. Mike Dawson did the book. He did a phenomenal job. And he's got a great album out that was just featured in the new Reacher.
Is that good? Have you watched it?
Watched a couple episodes. I like it. I mean, the dude's really good looking. He's ripped. So
He was on... wow, didn't know you had that side of you. But
he seems funny.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But he was in that... it's the Batman thing on HBO Max. What's it called? Titans. The Titans.
Yeah. No, I like it. So episode 5, there is a scene where they are walking up on a dock, and you will hear very quietly in the background a song playing, and that's Mike Dawson and the Smoking Kills, who's the guy who read my book.
Hey guys, from a former cargo and people mover from Biloxi, just across the. Look,
Hi.
I'm from Louisiana, and I'm used to Chafuncta and Chapatulas, but Chutacabufa River, I can't.
I feel like you stroked out mid comment.
All right, nobody wants a crap marrow. First of all, I do. I think that the 1LE is the best bang for buck track car that you can get. I said bang for buck. Didn't say best overall, just best bang for buck.
Somebody wants me to sign their version of the book. Message me.
Do you have a way to sign books? I never
Yeah.
figured that out. Oh,
Yeah.
Miss your Twitch streams. Hope you bring them back. Yeah, I probably should. Got an itchy back today. Must be when your palm itches, you get money. What happens when your back itches? Somebody's about to stab you?
Probably.
Yeah. Do you? I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
I shower after every time.
it's called a bidet. Just got Wombat's new book, so I'm sending this give mover some money as well as start saving for a new Escalade. Dude, even though GM has put out the thing about stop pillaging and scamming people, they still want 30 grand over MSRP.
Ford has too.
Have they?
Mm-hmm.
They should. I think, look, I put this on the Twitter the other day. Mover's opinion. We get rid of dealers.
Agreed.
Let me just buy direct. Take that money, the difference between invoice, MSRP, and holdback. They can keep holdback. In fact, let them keep holdback to keep the car like on the showroom for me to go get after I order it online, because I don't need salespeople to sell me warranties. I don't need salespeople to sell me like undercoating, paint protection, wheel, whatever. I don't need them to finance a thing. Like, I don't need them to tell me about the car.
Wait, what if they'll offer you
no
things
purpose.
like great finance deals like 10%?
What is it, the lot off base, like right outside the gate? I can go with my stripper wife.
Oof.
My
If
E2K.
only. If only.
Oh, here we go. I started a BFM fight with a big mouth Viper. I was using backstick and tons of rudder. I watched the Viper's rudder fully deflect matching me. I thought, what the fuck? Who is this guy? Left buried to the floor. Interesting. Rob's got an interesting story.
Was that in real world or in fake world?
No. This is that guy that was. He's a real dude. The
Oh,
AV8
okay. Well, it's hard to
Rescat guy.
tell nowadays. I don't know.
I
mean,
know.
yeah.
I know. No, this is legit. I think. Wobat, do you drift? Please. That thing barely gets out of the garage. How many miles you got on it?
Next question.
Oh, maintenance is extremely rewarding, but also you have to have extremely long days. Expect not to see your family during it. That is sad.
That sucks.
But you know what? We appreciate
Flying's that way
it.
too.
Out of all the things we say, maintenance keeps us safe, keeps us flying. I mean, without maintenance, sometimes we as pilots get a little narcissistic, but this whole operation fails without maintenance.
Understatement of the live chat. Sometimes as pilots, we get a little narcissistic.
Just a little bit, dude. Just a tear.
Just the hair.
Can you bring?
Only if they're flushable.
Only if they're flushable. Exactly. The Tesla purchasing model. Do it. And Ford has started it because you can go on the Ford website.
Was
and
that
the Lightning and that the thing they call a Mustang but is really not, the little SUV thing that's electric.
The Mach-E.
Yeah. Salespeople are a solution to a non-existent problem. Yeah, it's.
We have a lot of that in this country right now, so that's not.
It's to a question nobody asked. Oh, we got some trash talk in here.
Ooh, I can't trash talk.
I also bought Daniel Flores' books.
Highly recommend it.
You should. That is a
Highly
great
recommend
book.
It. Unbelievable.
And the documentary on Amazon.
Oh,
I don't know if it's still on. Isn't that great?
Oh my God.
He's on there himself. I just bought the Audible version. I've already read the book,
Thanks.
Treason Flight.
Leave a review.
President of what?
I agree. So did you notice this big trend now for it seems like it's all SEALs, but guys running for Congress and stuff? You going to do that?
No, dude, no.
You only have to work for 2 years and then you get a paycheck for life, isn't it? That's pretty good. That's Air Force.
How do car guys push back on federal mandates for electric cars? You don't buy them.
Yeah, done.
Buy more of the other stuff. Mover, we love ops, not just the dudes that fought out our cockpits and walk off. I tell you what, I am proud, I think. I think it's evident in my Finney Flight video in the Hornet. I've always had a good relationship with maintenance. Overall.
Because you're a good person.
Sometimes I piss them off and I apologize. But overall, when I've left places, the maintainers have been like, dude, we always liked you. And I am proud of that because I think, dude, you can't, that's the biggest part of my job is to be able to go out, fly, and come back safely and know that it's taken care of. It's thing. Now, I have complained about the T-38 a lot, and I will say it's not M1's fault.
No, it's not because years old.
Exactly. So some people get confused and they're like, Mover, you didn't like the T-38A. You thought it was unsafe. Well, was that because of the maintenance? No. For the jets were clean. The jets were as well taken care of as they possibly could. The problem is what they were given to work with was not good. Original avionics from 1962, a parachute and I figured it out. It wasn't just the parachute messing with my back, the LPU horse collar. So you got this horse collar sitting right here at the base of your skull, and then 53 pounds dragging you back down. And then you're trying to pull, 5-6 Gs, and dude, that's that jet. Anyway, maintenance is important. That's all I'll say. What's the most memorable dissimilar ACM where you wished you were in the other jet?
Everyone. No, wait.
Wish
that was my dog fighting.
I
made the other guy's neck hurt worse than mine.
I think as an adversary pilot, the only time I've ever was anytime I was in a T-38 fighting anything. We were doing canned setups with the Raptors where we would have to, do one circle fights and then the student would have to come in and kill me. I always, number one, I felt bad for the Raptor IP that I was fighting with because I knew it was hurting him to try to stay even with me as badly as my jet was performing. Yeah. You could just tell the frustration as, he's trying to stay even with me versus, being behind me because it was just so much easier for him.
Yeah.
I always envied that. Like, I'm like, because dude, I'm like in the buffet, and this sucks, and why are we doing this?
Did
And
the
he's just
T-38 pitch buck? Did you have that term?
pitch buck.
So the T-45 would pitch buck. It would literally, if you pulled too much, like the nose would.
No, we
Oh,
would get so the T-38 because of the little stubby wings. You get light buffet,
and
moderate
then you
buffet,
would be uncontrolled
heavy
flight.
buffet where it's like on
Ooh.
the you get the elephants, and then it's just wing waggles.
Oh,
And if
okay.
you
Okay.
when you watch the video with my dogfight with Gonky, we're both in it.
I
Like we're
saw
both,
that. I was wondering what
yeah,
that was. I just
yeah.
figured it was
That's
for technique.
it was no, it was 100% because in that fight we had a 16,000 foot ceiling and a 10,000 foot floor, and we started at 15,000 feet, so there was no real vertical over the top.
Sure.
So when I came back over, I'm just like, oh God, Gonky, no! And then he starts doing this up and over thing, and his sinuses blew, and then we had to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was not happy. Tim, Jesus, thanks, Tim. It's Fulls of Honor.
I think
It's a
Tim
great
bought
charity.
my. Did I sign a book for Tim? I think I did.
That is a great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Uh,
I need a YouTube channel. My God.
what did you do to piss off maintenance? What didn't I do? I have overg jets. I have lost pins. The worst one. I felt so bad about this. Did I ever tell you this story? I was doing the 1v0 where we only had one airplane, and my back was hurting. So what do you think? You're a fighter pilot and a doctor, but you're not really a doctor.
Or
So you're
really
like,
a fighter pilot.
if I roll inverted and push, it'll decompress my spine, and
Yeah,
that'll feel
sure.
better.
That's science.
Yeah, it seems sciencey. And so the pin flew out into the way back, not the open area, but behind the open area. And so I land. I'm like, hey guys, I dropped a pin somewhere, and I don't know where it is because I didn't see where it went.
Yeah.
So they get this kid that is like full spider monkey. I mean, he was like this scrawny skin, and he climbs back there, and he goes, sir, is this your pin? I'm like, thank you.
I've got one of those stories. That's pretty. Actually, I have a lot of FOD stories, but most are the E2. My first night trap in an E2, in the fleet, right? And the little pocket here in your flight suit.
Yeah, you Navy guys don't cut the flap off.
Whatever. But I would put my ID in that pocket, right?
Yeah.
Because they would always. So I guess I had left it open, and we trap on the ship at night, and it goes forward under the rudder pedals and forward. Well, there is a pressure bulkhead between where we sit and where the 10-liter oxygen bottle is. And they could see the ID, but they couldn't get to it. So they had to pull the pressure bulkhead out of this plane to get my ID. I was like,
Dude.
guys, I'll just go down the ship and get a new ID. They're like, no, sir. So I bought like every Rip It energy drink on the ship and brought it to those guys when they were doing that. I felt so bad. But.
Dude, speaking of Rip It deployment drinks, which this story has nothing to do, but it made me think of deployment. We had a guy, he lands in Balad. Okay, so he does the pond crossing. They get stuck in Spain for a little while, and then they make it to Balad.
Stuck in Spain.
And we're like, dude, because I was main body, so I had been there for a while.
Yeah.
He lands and he tells maintenance, he goes, hey, on the trip over, I may have dropped a couple jelly beans, but that's it. Jets code 1, appreciate it.
Just a couple.
So they go and they dive down beneath the seat. They found 251 jelly beans.
But only a couple were from that guy.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you didn't know.
I would argue that there is probably still sour Skittles in the floorboards of aircraft 602 and the wall bangers from one night.
I believe
They were
that.
finding, and that's in the rigging and everything. It was unbelievable. But anyway.
Did you T-38 have the new seat? No, it had nothing new except for the transponder. That was the only thing that was not original in that jet. Let's see. Has Wombat ever owned a motorcycle? And my question, have you ever shaken your fist at Tomcats while riding it?
I have owned a lot of motorcycles. Many. My first was a Harley. I've owned many Harleys, a couple BMWs, tons of motorcycles.
Do Rios fly?
Technically.
Do flight attendants fly?
Yes.
I mean, I'll answer
As
your
much
question
as
with a
Rios
question.
do.
Yeah. Mover, is the F5 completely different from the T-38? Yes.
You mean the big 28? Yes.
Yeah. Has anyone been this close before? No. Alan says if you eject him, he does. That's a valid
That's
point.
true. That's fact.
Wombat, if you do start a channel, that would be awesome, bud. Already got 1 subscriber.
No, not doing a YouTube channel. I'll just sit on the coattails of greatness and movers.
I heard an Eagle driver say envy Hornets and how they can point their nose almost anywhere. Yeah. I had more trouble with the Eagle flying the Viper than I did with the Hornet. The Hornet was just, you could threaten them with your nose. Right? Did you ever lose to an Eagle with the Hornet? It's exceedingly
if you did,
rare.
you should never fly the Hornet again.
Yeah. I lived on Rippets on Balad too. Yeah, man. Rippets are I write about Rippets in my book because the little computer Coolio's got a Rippet addiction. It's real. The thing that pissed me off the most is when pilots lie. I've had a guy overspeed his gear and told us he couldn't see his tapes.
Not me, Gunner. I'd always mess up.
And yeah, when I over-G'd the Viper, I'm like, hey guys. And we went, like we were in the vault counting frames at 9.8 Gs. And turned out it wasn't because it didn't match the frames. But Megalodon, thank you. Since the E2 has no ejection seats, how does the crew get out if the catapult fails?
Each E2 pilot has a ditching hatch above their head that you're technically supposed to open from the time you leave the ship to the time you hit the water, if you're not busy trying to save the plane. And then all 3 NFOs in the back have a ditching hatch that they stow prior to the launch, because if they didn't take it out and stow it and they hit, it would twist the airframe. The short version of that is you die. But yeah.
Bought your damn book.
Thanks, William.
A book about dams? I think that's Blanco Lirio that talks about dams. People confuse us sometimes. We're not the same.
There's a lot of people on here that don't like buying good books. I appreciate it.
What is the procedure if you get bricked up during ACM? First question. What does bricked up mean?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. A couple is in a pair? Yeah, sure. Nothing major. Fine. Remember once you mentioned that fighter jets can get bent. No, they just stay bent, and usually you fix it with rudder trim.
All planes can get bent.
The Viper was notorious because you take off and all of a sudden you're doing this in a clean jet and you're like, oh no.
No.
Yeah. I had a 1975 Combat Wombat.
Nice. I'm a 1979 model.
Oh, happy birthday. Thank you.
When's your birthday?
That's classified. It's next week.
Next week. I guess it's not classified.
It's not classified. It should be a national holiday, actually.
Shouldn't it?
It should. Sparky ever come on the channel? Probably not. You ever do casts for heavies in the AOR?
Yes.
For heavies, like tanks? I never did cast for heavies. Everything we did was like high-speed dudes. We did do some convoy support, but it was always like, you know, you're in the middle of the night, you know, SEALs, Ranger, somebody high speed. And usually they didn't need us. They just liked us there. You're just watching them. That actually is what inspired me when I got back to go like put my app in for the FBI, because I'm sitting there watching all this stuff and I'm like, I'm doing nothing with my life. Look at these guys. They're badass.
Nope.
Can a big boost kitch fit in the cockpit of a Hornet?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either, dude.
Okay.
Kind of headphones. They are Galaxy Buds. I've had pilots come out and pull panels with us during overG inspection. Remember, these guys debrief and it takes hours. Yep. You got to at least bring them a case.
Heck yeah.
Does engine diameter affect bolt? Oh my God, this is... I'm not a 10-pound brain type, dude. I don't... With the smaller...
Yes.
Sure. Do many pilots smoke only when they're on fire? Oh, here we go. Mover's birthday, a national holiday. Let's start that petition. Love the book series. Jonesing for some more. Wish the audiobooks were all on Audible. Makes driving easier. Dude, I have thought about doing the voice acting for the next Alex Shepard book.
Don't do it.
Why not?
Don't do it.
Why not?
Because I told you not to. Don't do it.
Why not?
Because you're too close to it.
That's right. That's why I should do it.
You're too close to it. I don't
You're
think
too
so.
close
I
to
don't think you would do it justice. I do think that you need to find somebody that you have a good connection with to do it and stick with that person. But I don't think you get too
Sorry.
close to it.
Sandy says yes.
Sandy, I love you. You're wrong.
And so does promises are made by liars, which is not good in my favor with such a name.
You're too close to it.
No more smoking in the military, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
They
false.
smoke outside.
That's
yeah.
not a thing.
You were right the first time. Get Gilbert Gottfried to do it.
There you go.
Hey, Mover, can you voice act in DCS campaigns? According
If
to
you're
Wombat,
paying, I'll voice act in anything. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you should voice act for each other's book.
No.
Hey, Ron Swanson. You usually say in Mover Ruins movies that the actor pilots don't pre-flight even a scramble, but how would you pre-flight if you're in a hurry? It's called hot cocking.
Quickly.
No, it's hot cocked. A scramble is an alert, and alert jets are hot cocked. So all you do is jump in. Your voice is too squeaky. That's
Ouch.
nice. I don't think that's true, but Gonky as the narrator. That's the first time anybody's ever accused me of having a squeaky voice.
Gonky'd have to learn how to read first, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah. What would you be your call sign if it wasn't Mover?
Spine ripper.
That's like, yeah, right. Oh, she says no too. Damn it.
Thank you, Dina.
Bull.
Is that a real picture? That's not a real picture of somebody that watches your channel, is it?
You never know. Have Joe Biden do it. Hot cocking. Pre-check before scramble. Yeah. You're not an older guy, so not really.
Yeah, you're not.
Fun voice. Mover's the next Mickey Mouse squeaky voice actor. Yeah, Mr. Wombat. Have you heard Mover when he gets low and close to the mic? Emoji.
Sandy, go listen to the preview of Trees in Flight.
I didn't read that. I didn't read that. I didn't read that. My fiance said Gonky. Gonky's not even here and he's getting love on my channel. It's bull.
Golly, man. He's like a Lou Diamond Phillips in a movie.
800-pound gorilla is more like it. Oh. Huh.
Is your phone blowing up over there?
It is, dude. But this is, I turned off the thing. I was hoping the dealer would call me and tell me something would be
That
fixed,
you don't own a Dodge anymore?
Yeah, like, hey, here's an offer that you can't refuse. C5 vet is 3,100 pounds. All right, here we go. Right here. 1v1 in your Hornet or Viper versus MiG-29 aggressor.
Sure.
Yes. I don't see a question there.
No. There's a question mark.
See? Jack says, I don't know what they mean by squeaky. Me neither. Maybe you need to fix your speakers. Stop being a poor. Yeah. When do fighter pilots use the vertical fight? In relation to the Bandit.
When they need to.
Yeah. Do Eagles go vertical to defeat Hornets because Hornets point their nose so well? It depends. Oh, Frederick says, what's your opinion of the Eurofighter Typhoon? I'd fly one.
Sure.
Let's see. I just saw one. You could voice act for Nintendo. It's a Mover. No? Okay.
I feel like we're really trying to stretch this one out.
Well, dude, I told you, you told me you would tell, you just use a mildly theatrical tone, which is good. Monotone speakers are meh. Okay. I think, oh, here we go. No.
That sounds
probably
like,
classified.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mover, ever wanted to fly the Eagle?
No.
I would fly the Eagle. I would fly the Eagle. I can't say no to that.
Yeah.
I miss my Durango. I have one that's for sale. It's got 700 horsepower. Anyway, okay. Dude, let's wrap this up. I got to go get Huge at the gym, get my dog. There's all kinds of stuff.
I got to go work out too. Awesome.
I got to finish up that video. Hey, are you going to watch the video, by the way?
Which one?
I redid that one I sent you. Like,
Yeah,
it's
send it. I'll watch it while I'm on the bike.
I think I'm going to release it tomorrow as a
Okay.
Friday thing while I'm off, unavailable for comment. Yeah, that's enough for the questions. Wait, what now? I should have gone with the Trackhawk. There's not enough room with the Durango's small enough as it is for the dogs. Trackhawk's even smaller, and they're both Fiat products, and that's the problem. Is that build quality was not great for that.
I feel like somebody told you that prior. No, whatever. I can't remember.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
anyway.
there's his name.
T.R. Matson, author. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. I think we've covered everything we need to cover.
And more.
Let the angry emails begin.
Ooh, you get those? Send all of
God,
mine
yes.
to you. I don't need any of
Yeah,
them. Thanks.
I'm sure people will be mad. Probably some angry tweets. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Wombat, last word.
Don't speculate until the board results are out.
And that's not speculation. It's just
That's a fact.
a reasoned argument. Okay. Good night, everybody.